Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome to India, where we are in the Himalayan mountains, and I'm with Alex and his Nomadic Nights team, and I'm going to spend 2 weeks riding the brand new Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. Alex, what are we going to expect on this tour?
Well, we're hoping for dry weather. It's been dry June and July. Been a bit of rain, but yeah, hopefully dry weather. A bit of tarmac, off-road, muds, forest trails. I mean, a proper motorbike adventure.
I mean, I've ridden with you before on the 411s around these parts, but now we've got the new 450 and we're going to see how capable this bike is, and we're going to bring you guys along for a superb extreme motorcycle adventure. So sit back, relax and come along for the ride. So guys, I am back to ride the roof of India once again. We're starting a place called Kufri, which is about 20 kilometers outside of Shimla. We're at an altitude of 8,500 feet, and today's ride is kind of a half-day ride. We're doing 135 kilometers. We've got 20 brand new Royal Enfield 450 motorcycles, and we've got 17 riders from around the world. We're all going to get our bikes kitted up and set off on today's ride. Everybody's got their bikes fired up. I need to just get mine warmed up as well. So yeah, one or two of the guys have just jumped on the bikes and having a little ride around the helipad here. There's only really me, Alex and the support team that's actually ridden the roof of India before, but last time I did it I was on the Himalayan 411s. Like I said, this time we're out on these brand new 450s. Temperature wise at the minute it's still quite warm. I know we don't look it, we've got all this fog that's coming over. I've just got the bike warmed up now, and you can probably see there's a few accessories on the bikes. We've got things like the pannier bags, got a tank bag, we've got these lower engine guards as well. We've even got things like kind of this front headlight grille. We've also got the hand guards. We're rocking off the stand to stand. We're down. The bikes have been washed, so the brakes are a little bit spongy. They do take a bit of getting used to, and when you've not ridden these roads before in India, it takes you really a couple of days to settle in. And this is why this first ride we really do just kind of take it easy and just get everybody bedded in and relaxed. But you've got to stay vigilant on these bikes. You need to know where that horn is. Up in the northern parts of India we use the horn all the time. In the southern parts of India not so much. Let's try the horn out. Get the mirrors adjusted. So if you've been following my channel you'll know I've got the same bike in the UK, so I've got a little bit more experience than everybody else. But the good thing about these bikes is they are so easy to ride. The gearbox is nice and light. There's enough brake horsepower for these mountain roads, that's for sure. But for me personally, it's going to be a real test when we get on that off-road sections and we really do put this bike through its paces. I think that's what everybody wants to see. They want to see this Himalayan in the Himalayas tackling that terrain.
So smooth, man.
Smooth, yeah.
Smooth, nice easy clutch.
There you go, you see we're getting good feedback already. So we've got Alex, our leader, about ready. Everybody's gathering, taking their positions. But what a beautiful sight. The Nomadic Nights on tour. You know, everybody's feeling a little bit apprehensive about it. It's you know, you're heading out into the bit of the unknown. It's all new territory. But everybody's adrenaline is probably pumping right now. So there we go guys, we are off to Jeori. So temperature on the bike is reading 18 degrees. When we get down to them lower altitudes, we can possibly see temperatures of up to 30 odd degrees. We're hoping by then this mist would have cleared. So the hotel we've just left is called the Twin Towers. That's in Kufri. Like I said, it's about 20 kilometres outside the city of Shimla. And you get quite a bit of wildlife around here, and lots of monkeys. You have to make sure you keep your hotel room windows locked, because they'll be in there ransacking your place. Oh, we're already into a bit of mud. We've just got to try and keep a little bit of distance. We are on the stock tyres, and we have got inner tubes in these tyres as well. So it'll be interesting to see over the 2 weeks how many punches we get. Right, so we've made it onto the road. It's kind of a bit of broken road, mainly tarmac now. Just need to drop my visor down because, you know, we're getting a little bit of dust kick up. So this is actually my 4th ride with Alex in the Nomadic Nights now in the last 12 months, and I'm really looking forward to doing this one again. You know, this is my favourite. I love when we can put the bike through the paces on the off-road side of things. I love the craziness of the Indian roads. Today's a Sunday, so I don't know how busy it's going to be on the roads. We'll just have to wait and see and find out. But like I say, today's ride is a more of a, not a leisurely one, but a warm-up ride. But the first thing we've got to do is we've got to go and fuel up as well. And if you've not seen any of my other videos on fueling up in India, there's a bit of a method to the madness. And on these Indian roads, you do have to be sharp on the bike. You know, you've got kind of dogs running out, you'll have cows in the middle of the road, you've got the trucks that kind of rule the road really. So this morning we had our 2-hour briefing from Alex, giving us the lowdown and the safety. Motorcyclists don't get many rights on the Indian roads. This is the poor man's choice of transport. And right behind me at the minute, you know, I can see a truck trying to overtake me, and don't give you much notice. The buses come round the corners and they can swing out quite badly, and you kind of get right on the opposite side of the road when they're coming round. And it's normally, the buses are run by kind of younger drivers that tend to be a little bit crazy. You know, they have one speed and it's normally flat out. So like I said, today's ride is 135 kilometres. I remembered to reset the trip on the bike. That's always my downfall. Reset the trip before we set off, so we kind of, if we do get lost, we know roughly what miles we've done. So it's not always easy to get a phone signal when you're in the Himalayas as well. Most of the hotels will have Wi-Fi, and that gets a little bit sketchy at times. Once we get into the higher peaks in the mountains, then yeah, it's going to be no phone signal and no internet. Just a few kilometres into the ride, I can already see cars and lorries leaving indicators on when they're not turning. You'll also see on the back of the trucks where it says blow horn. I mean, that's not the name of the company, that's what they want you to do when you're overtaking. But the best thing to do is just sit back until, if you can't see round that corner, there's no point in going. And that's a good thing about this bike. It's got that little bit more power, or quite a bit more power, to do the overtakes. 90% of the torque comes in on this bike at 4,000 RPM. So we're 9.5 kilometres into the ride. The temperature has risen by about 4 or 5 degrees. You can feel it rising as we're descending. And yeah, we're just going to go get some fuel. Show you guys how we fuel up in India. It's normally chaos. Best thing to do is try and get off the road first. And then we all have to group together and try and squeeze in, because what happens is, if you leave a little gap, there'll be some Indian cousin of the pump attendant, and they will just literally squeeze in. So we fuel all the bikes up in one go. We just pack in like sardines, and hopefully the trick is to get in a bit of shade as well, because that sun's breaking through. And like I said, it's 23 degrees now. We've risen 5 degrees in 9 kilometers. So I've probably still got about a quarter of a tank in there as well, but yeah, we're gonna get the bikes fully fueled, and then I think the range on these is something like 450 kilometers. How was that?
Good.
Yeah?
A little tricky getting used to everything.
Yeah.
But
it takes a couple of days to get used to the riding out here. It really does. We've gone up about 6 degrees in 9 kilometers. So yeah.
I could feel it.
Yeah. We've got a full tank of fuel now, and just as you stop and you look over the sides, the views are just spectacular. Got the cars trying to squeeze past. They'll just overtake on the blind bends. That was close. We're just going to drop back a bit and create a little bit of distance. But so far the roads have been nice. Dare I say it, in some parts better than the UK. There's one of our support riders. They're always wearing the high vises. He'll be making his way to the front now to make sure that he covers kind of any exits that we could potentially go wrong. Getting a little bit more congested when we get into these smaller towns. Right. Yeah, it's getting a little bit chaos. We've got a cow in the middle of the road. And again, they've got the rights. Watch out for the dogs. It's getting a bit busier. Got a truck right up my house. The first taste of chaos. The driver's just laughing at us. They're thinking, what the hell are these guys doing? They're very, very, very patient people, even though they're on the horn all the time. It's not used in anger. I mean, look how tight that is with those trucks there. It's just, they are literally rubbing cargo there. I'm wondering what the other riders are thinking the first time out in India. They probably would have never experienced anything like it in their home countries. But so far, the Enfield is performing very well. The power delivery is nice, especially when we get on those kind of steeper inclines. Especially with the overtakes, it's nice to get moving and get a little bit of airflow through the jacket. That temperature is still rising. It's a really difficult one to pack for clothes-wise. I mean, I've kind of brought 2 jackets out with me, which I know we're going to get up to the higher altitudes, it's probably going to get colder, you don't know if it's going to rain. I've now got a waterproof jacket to go over my air jacket. And when you saw the car flashing its lights just then, that's to warn me that they're coming and not stopping. Right, let's go for the overtake. Get the power down. Yes, we are flying on the 450. It's amazing, you just turn the corner and then we lose the sunlight. You can see the mist, the fog coming off the mountains. And you also feel like that temperature once again is just dropped a few degrees. You soon know when a truck comes up because the bikers start backing up a bit. It's not always easy to try and get past. So yes, here's the obligatory cows in the middle of the road. They're quite sort of placid though, they don't run out in front of you. So we're getting into these twisty kind of forestry sections. Again, every turn you take, the views are just beautiful. And so far, just riding this bike, I've not had to kind of wring its neck yet. A couple of overtakes, but the power's there if needed. And the stock tyres are holding up really nicely as well. You know, I never had a problem with the stock tyres. You know, one of the main reasons I swapped mine out was because of me wanting to do some really kind of muddy lanes in the winter. As I was saying about the cows, there's a few in the middle of the road here. And like I say, there's more than enough power in these bikes. You know, you could quite easily come unstuck if you was going quicker into some of these turns. So just seeing some bikers back there putting some waterproofs on. It's a tough call when you pull over and put your waterproofs on. I've only got the air jacket on at the minute. You kind of hope that you get around the corner it's going to stop, but otherwise you could just end up like soaking wet through. The thing is, it's still 22 degrees, and if you start putting your waterproofs on now, you can be a bit of a boil in the bag. So I'll see what it's like when we just get around this next few turns. If not, I'm pulling over and I'll stick my waterproof jacket on. So we've just come to the first chai stop. A few of the bikes are parked down here. I'm parked just here, and I've got to say I take back everything I said about this side stand on this 450, because actually it works well when you kind of park it correctly. And I've just pulled up there, and because we've got a bit of a camber on this side, the bike is more upright. Obviously it works against you if you're going to park the other way, so we'll just take a little walk down. Like I say, this is the first chai stop, so just go in and what we got here, Doug?
I have no idea, but they're good.
Yeah, they're that good, they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
We've got a friend down here.
The had the picture taken go, Simon.
Good, I think.
Yeah.
So just grab any. Right. Couple of try. First one on the trip. A cannabis plant growing at the side of the road.
Yeah.
Well,
They're all males. You can see the sacks. So they're not. You can't smoke this stuff. You got to pull the males. They're useless. Males are no good.
Disappointed.
Kids have got all the good stuff. Exactly.
I mean, look at this for a chai stop.
Watching the biker, Simon.
Right, so that's a little chai stop, a few little biscuits, no lunch, but got a big old daisy coming down the road. Not sure I want to get in the way of that one. And we are off. Just had about 20 minutes just to have a nice cup of chai and a couple of biscuits. It is raining, and it did have a little downpour, but it's not cold. Alright, let's get past the truck, drop that visor down. But yeah, the guys were just saying back there, you know, like I said, first time to India for a lot of people, certainly the first time riding these bikes, and yeah, I think they're having a great time. It's a whole different way of riding. I definitely don't feel like it's going to be worthy of the waterproofs just yet. So we'll press on. We've done 65 kilometers up to now, so we're kind of halfway there. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We left about 1 o'clock, and I think another couple of hours we'll be at the digs. So the car just passed had his right indicator on, and that sometimes can mean overtake, or it could mean the turning right. It's down to you to decide, but in them circumstances there was no right turn, so it was fine to overtake. I don't know if you can hear them tyres when I get on the brakes. Get some proper good tyre squeal going. Oh, big bits of sand. There's a few decent piles there. Get on the gas and then back on the brakes. Yeah, there is a bit of sand knocking around, so you've got to be a little bit careful on some of these corners. Yeah, the pickup on this bike is absolutely lovely. And now it's up to 32 degrees. It's still raining a little bit, but still not enough to put the waterproofs on. But over to my left here, we've got this huge Glacier Fred River. I mean, look at the size of these mountains, they're just spectacular. And you can see how green they are, so it just shows you how much rain they do get. It's very tropical, as you could see on the last stop, where there was growing wild cannabis on the roadside. I don't think we've seen a straight road in the time we've been on this one. Right, we'll go for the overtake. Yes. These people's houses that they live in, wow, it's just kind of made out of just whatever they can find. Oh, there's been an accident. Wow, that truck has pulled out on that car, and that has proper took the side of it out. Look at that. I think it looks like there was probably 3 vehicles involved in that. I mean, those big trucks, they weigh tons and they're not going to stop quick. That is the beauty of this new bike. It's got the power just to pull you through. You couldn't have done that on the old 411. We've just hit 100 kilometers on the bikes, 35 to go, and again it stopped raining as soon as you get round the other side of the mountain. We've literally had about 4 seasons in a day today. So I've just pulled over so you can have a look at this river that I was talking about, and this isn't actually the widest point. A bit further down there it's kind of 3 times this, but yeah, you wouldn't want to be falling in there. I bet it's absolutely freezing. Right, back on our way. Whoa, get over, mate. Whoa. You do get the odd bump in the road, which sometimes catches you out because you just don't see him. Look at this, look. This looks like slum town, really. Again, just more people just making the most of what they've got. Yeah, just as I was coming over the brow of the mountain, I don't know what this place is called, but it looks fantastic in all the different colours. You've got these houses that are kind of built, you know, kind of on the mountain edge. I mean, they must have a few issues when they get the landslides, because that's a very common thing in these parts. Constantly rebuilding. Let's just have a quick look over the edge. Yeah, you could just see there. There's a lot of buildings still unfinished, but this is that river we saw earlier, and all the different colours. Look at the size of the mountain. Oh, we're on the proper sandy stuff now. There's no barrier, looks like that's just been took out. And I reckon this is just from, maybe from the landslides. You can see these big trees that are uprooted. Yeah, you have to be a bit careful. If you start seeing kind of rocks or boulders coming down, you just got to get out of there. Not sure what's going off here. I don't think he's stuck because he broke down. It's alright.
I was just checking on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so keen on the sand. I'm not sand trained. See if I can get past. It's going to be tight. 15k to go. 33 degrees. We've done 120 kilometres. Oh. I thought that little car was going to get crushed. Right, we're through. Well, this is the home straight.
How much further to go?
5k, I think.
Oh yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, couple of minutes.
I mean, it smells like weed.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It definitely smells like weed.
Yeah, I thought when I was riding past, I thought, is it just me thinking that? But now you've said it.
Oh, it's right here. This is all weed. It's all a lot of males that are pollinating there, but that tall one, that's...
So that's the one you can't smoke?
Nah.
Oh,
Nah, no good. But
that's a shit.
even the females are inside. Oh, you're quiet. This is it. This is all weed. And
Yeah.
cut down.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, you can smell that when you're riding around.
They cut it here, yeah.
And here we go, guys. Everybody is here. And we are parking down there. Look at me, and I thought I was in the lead. This is the Hotel Himalayan Heritage. Prime parking for the Royal Enfield owners. So yeah, what amazing roads. Here's Alex, look. I didn't think it'd be long before you'd... is that mine?
Yes, but I have to test it for you first.
Okay, just make sure it's safe.
I'm going to do that whole trip. I'm going to be your tester.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, well, see how you
The
go.
things you do for me.
I know.
I am ready for a beer, that's for sure. But yeah, that final stretch coming in with the cliff overhangs, it's just absolutely spectacular. Good first ride today, and everybody really enjoyed that. I think there was super impressed and better than expected. We've all got here safe in Jeori.
Yeah, just outside Jeori, a place called Badal.
I mean, it's just the views coming in. It's just that final stretch.
It's a perfect warm-up day. We left at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
With a chai, a little spot.
This time I got it right.
Cheers.
And cheers, mate.
Cheers.
And it's only 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's a little drizzle of rain. That was it. Never even had to put the waterproofs on. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I rode with you was in March, and here we are just a few months later in the Indian Himalayas. And one thing I've noticed that you kind of look like Tom Hanks in that film Castaway.
Yeah, I've changed a bit. This is my Himalayas beard.
Okay.
I come up here. I probably spend April, May, June, July, August, September, October. What's that? 6 months. I spend 6 months in the mountains. So this is my castaway beard. You got to look the part, you know.
Well, I'm going to start growing one. That's from tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll throw the razor away and try and fit in. Anyway, great ride.
Yeah. Cheers,
And,
mate.
and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like, and we'll see you in the next one.